Yeah, I'd be looking at a bunch of the expensive Blue Jays against Daniel Lynch for the Royals, who has a 7.88 ERA through four starts after a 5.84 ERA at the AAA level. Specifically, he just can't put major league hitters away so far. Strikeout rate under 15%. So I think George Springer the most out of the Blue Jays expensive bats at 5,200. When you get a guy who's leading off for a lineup this good, the Blue Jays are second by WRC plus over the course of the season, and that's even with Springer missing most of the year with oblique and quad issues. So he's got the prime lineup position. He's swinging a very hot bat over his last 11 games, hitting 341 with four homers and scoring 13 runs. So again, I'd be happy with most of the top Blue Jays at the top of that lineup, but I think Springer is probably the best value right now.
Matt, where are you going for a pricey bat over 5K?
I do think the Blue Jays are probably the best spot objectively as far as points per dollar. Daniel Lynch had 8 shutout innings in his last start, but he did it with only 4 strikeouts, not a lot of swing and misses, and he did it in a home start against the Tigers. Obviously, the Blue Jays are a lot better than the Detroit Tigers are. I just think the Blue Jays will be the chalk pay-up option. I don't think there will be a lot of expensive bats that are popular on the slate, but I do think the one team that people will gravitate towards when they pay up is Toronto. And it's for all the reasons that Eric mentioned. And also, the Blue Jays are big favorites on the money line. They're over minus 200. The total for the game's 10.5. I just think it might be a little too obvious where a lot of people play them. So I'm looking again to pay up a little more to get a little more contrarian. And Shohei Ohtani, I think, again, will be kind of low owned for this slate just because of how much he costs. And Chris Bassett's not a bad pitcher. He's probably above average. But Ohtani is just that good. And anytime you can get him 5% owned or less, maybe he comes in closer to 10% owned for tournaments. But I'm just excited to play Ohtani when other people aren't in any situation. And Bassett is not great. He's fine. And I think Ohtani could still have a big game against him. So he's usually not my guy because most nights people do play a lot of Shohei Ohtani, but I think tonight's one of the rare exceptions where they don't.